Well, I'm so excited to be finally doing the video that made me want to learn guitar in the first place. I think so many other guitarists can relate. Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, the classic really. It's sort of a skipping, repeating string riff that comes around time and time again, but so many people play it wrong. If you watch Slash very closely, you can see that it's mostly up picks on this main riff, but also there's a few little interesting variants when it comes around later on in the song. We're going to go straight through from the very beginning all the way through, including all the solos and all the madness later on with wire pedal action. I'll have to stand up later in the series, but we'll begin with the very opening riff and the one that everyone thinks they know how to play. So a little bit of tone advice before we kick into it. You want to have your distortion up pretty much full, everything set full, and you're on the neck pickup. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have an actual Slash guitar, but that's what you're looking for, and yeah, your lead sound should sound kind of quite powerful. So this opening riff, the key I suppose is the picking pattern, and also the fingers do come into it a little bit. There's no fourth finger involved in this. A lot of people play this riff with a fourth finger, but anyway, I'll show you how Slash does it. So you're up here on the 12th fret, tuned down a semitone to E flat tuning, by the way, definitely worth saying. And you're going to put your first finger on that. And that's your down pick. There's only one other down pick before it repeats. So down there, octave jump up with an up next, with the third finger on the 15th on the B. Then you're going to do your second finger on this 14th fret on the G. Up pick, up again with this G, up again, and then this is where the string hopping comes in with the down up. So you're going to go, so down up up, and then you're back round again. Something else that Slash does is he moves his finger for every note, even though you don't necessarily need to. Like, for example, these 14ths here, it's easy to just hold them down. But Slash actually takes them off and plays them individually each time. So the next pattern, you're coming up to the 14th fret, and it's very important to play this one with the first finger, so that the rest of them can do the pattern that you're used to. So reach up after you've done it twice round, sorry. Reach up with that first finger, and then the rest is the same. So up, 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 down, and then it's this string hop. Same again. And then you're going to go to the G string, play the 12th fret here. And then you're going to go back round to that first pattern that we played again. So that whole sequence comes round twice in full, and then it happens a third time, but the third time there's a bit of a variation. So the first three lines are played the same, and then you get this sort of really cool string hopping repeating pattern that follows the end. So it's like this bit. So I'll just run you through how it goes from the repeat section. So you repeat the first three lines like we've played from the beginning. And then that is a down pick there, because it starts you off when you're skipping up and downs then. So just to run you through that again, so and there's no extra repeat there, so that's just how it finishes. And you just hold it. Also, it's important to not use the fourth finger and to use that third finger for this one. And then just leave them held at the end. Now as this holds on, there's a chord that comes in underneath with no distortion or anything. But you can't play that and hold the note at the same time, so if I were you, I would just totally ignore that first chord, the spread, which is the D. So what should happen now is as another guitar plays this, and then you come down to this. We'll get into that in a second. I just want to talk you through the live variant, which I think is really cool, and you hear it on a lot of live performances that Slash does. It's definitely worth running through before we get to the album version. So once you're on these held notes, so then what Slash usually does in a live situation, plays all three of these notes instead of just those two. Then he slides down to here. He then lands on this 5th fret. And then he does this ridiculous chord. I've written out a little sort of half guide of how to do it. And then he slips into. Which is kind of the verse section. So that's just a little guide from this point. Anyway, you get the idea. Listen to some live performances if you want to copy that, but we're kind of more interested in the album version here, which means that the next thing I need to do is turn off the mad distortion, which is a sad time, so I'm just going to do that now. It's going to get a little bit quieter. We're staying on the neck pickup though for this sort of leading into the verse section here. So it sounds like this, that first guitar which we usually ignore. The next line that you're going to play really is this one, once you've done your epic soloing. So do up picks here. And then an unusual variant of the G. So the 5th fret, and then the 3rd there, and actually you hear an A in the first time this comes around, so you're looking at doing this. Really beautiful chord. So that's sort of normal G. That's with the A held over. And then the next bit is like this. So just to recap, so that's the epic held distortion. You turn it off, and then you just go straight for this chord here. So you ignore that first one. Slightly spread the notes. And then this unusual G with the A in the top. And then you're doing this. So that's how that section goes before you head into what I would describe as the proper verse. So this is super cool. So I've got a chorus pedal which Slash uses, and I just have chosen the settings that I like on it. I'll put a picture up for you if you like. But this is heard a little bit on the album, but much more in live performances. So you've got your distortion off and you've got your chorus effect on. And you're doing essentially, the basic move is a D to a C with the D in it. And then you've got a G. This is the picking pattern which took a real long time to work out. So it's... And then move over to the next line, do this shape, so... So one more time. So this is like a G shape, and you want to hammer on your first finger. And then you're back to the D. So that's the chorus effect section, which brings us to the end of page 1 of our tab. So let's go through how to play this little section then. It's got a little bit of a different picking pattern, which is not necessarily what I would have expected until I looked really close into it. So you're on the 11th fret here. So from your main riff, you're dropping 1 down, playing that with a down pick obviously. Bar these next 2 with a 3rd finger. And then you're moving up to the 2nd finger here on the 14th. And it's a down pick, which is very unusual. But then the rest are ups. Then you're dropping another fret down to the 10th. So 10th to the 13th across. Another octave. Up. 10th on the up. 3rd finger, down, so then back to the main riff that we've practiced a lot. You can see part 1 of the video for the detail of that one there. So the repeat comes round again on the 11th fret, down pick, and then up, 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 drop. And you let these both ring again. So this is not the hardest bit in guitar history, let's be honest. I think you'll definitely be able to handle it. The interesting part of it, I guess, is the fingering pattern that Slash uses and the reason why. So here we go then, 14th fret, and you start with the 3rd finger. All down picks. And then you reach up to that 16th fret there, so. And then the next one is played with the 2nd finger. And the next one is a 2nd finger again, across. And then you use the 3rd finger. So it's not immediately obvious why. I think it's a very neat pattern actually, because you really want to try and use your 3rd finger, which is, I suppose, on paper the strongest finger whenever you can. And in this instance, it kind of prioritises that when possible. The next bit's interesting. You bend with that 3rd finger here, but then you jump up with the 2nd finger to replace it. And then you bend away from yourself with this last one. And then similarly to our previous lessons, you don't ever actually get to play this chord because your bending is getting in the way of that. What Slash sometimes does in a live situation is he goes, which we've talked about in our previous videos. This time though, we'll just carry on. It essentially drops into this the C chord. But to do this, you need to turn off your distortion, so I'm just going to do that now. So you drop into this C chord here, and then you do these up picks again. This open G, so 5th fret, open G, and then the 3rd and 3rd. And then this is the next pattern. And then you drop down to this D shape. You can also hit the 2nd note below that. If you so choose, you can also pick alternately. D to start with. Pause. you're coming across with this C shape. This is quite a hard pattern actually here, to be honest with you. And then the next one is this hammer on again. So there's a little triplet section there, which is why it's so hard to work out what exactly is going on. So the next bit is the triplets, and then you get this D shape. Once you've mastered that, you can go on to your next repeating pattern of this variant of the main riff. And you want it like this, really. There's going to be another section of recapping now as well as we hit page 3 of the tab. And that's because we've got this, what I describe as the kind of melody line, but this time it kind of gets a little bit different here. So we'll run through that now to make sure you're across all the changes. So same fingering pattern as before with the 3, 1, 3. Nice reach up there, then the second finger. Second again. And then to the third. Now you drop down for this bend here towards you, but make sure you mute the string below with your first finger, otherwise it's going to sound messy. And then you've got this little bend with the second finger. And then what you often see when Slash plays this live is he kind of reaches back with the first finger. So play that note. Nice bit of vibrato. Then we come around again for the melody. And then this is where it gets interesting. So you slide up with that second finger. First here. Third slide. And you've got to use the third finger to slide down, because then you're going to use the second finger here to do this little bend, and then replace that with the first finger, and then you've got to use the second here so you pre-bend with the second finger to the 15th, then bend up again, then third finger, jump up to this 17th, and use that fourth finger on the 17th there. Now I've written down, because I think I've seen Slash play that live, but you can also do down, up, if you so prefer. I don't think it makes a huge difference to the sound, but let's go for down, because that's what I've seen Slash do. So first things first, you're going to do some power chords here. A power chord to start with. So those down, up picking guides that I've given you there are really just super quick so that you can change the chords. So. And then this bit here is played like this. So second finger, pick it again. You want to get this third finger there. Then second finger with the bend. And then the next bit is different. You go up to this 5th fret, and then you do 2 sort of muted picks. So this is 1st and 4th finger, triplet pattern. It's kind of across the beat. Back to that D shape in first position for the repeat of this. Now this is different this time. I've seen Slash play this live and you can hear it on the record as well. So the first finger comes across this 5th fret here on your D, G and B strings. And you bend, sorry, you do vibrato with a huge bend. So that's how that section is tackled. So I'll just play it through quickly so that you can kind of get the feel of it. So this last section here, it kind of palm mutes. 17th fret here, which is an A, and you're going to bend up to the 19th. Bit of vibrato, then you're going to jump down to this 15th, and then again. So that's a 1, 2 and a 4. To give you space to play this with a 3rd finger, this next bit. Pre-bend. No picking there, so. Then this next pattern's like this. So there's 2 10th frets in there. And then up here with the bend. Now there's a little wah pedal extra bit here. Just press it down a bit more on that 12th as it bends down. Jump up here again to the 15th. Next page of the tab. And you're going to jump down to the 7th fret here on the B string. Bend away from you here. Bit of a slide. Back again with this finger pattern. Jump down here. Now, what I would suggest is that if you're going to play this live, you ignore the next little bit. So, because you hear another guitar going, but you haven't got time to play that if you're going to play the next section. So I'd just go switch and then go. So we've just flicked over to the bridge. This is probably the hardest bit in terms of technical note playing. You're on the 8th fret with the 2nd finger. Little hammer on here. Now this is the 4th finger slide. And then 3rd. 4th finger slide again. And then 1st, 2nd. So one more time, let's just run through that. So we're going to start up here on the 15th fret here, still on this bridge pickup. Then you're going to do another one like this. Same again. Then you jump up to the 17th here. Kind of over bending really. There's a little noise as well which you hear on the album. So like this. It's like an odd. And you jump down again to the 15th. Bend away here. Second finger here. So this is an interesting shape. Second finger, 4th and 4th. And bend. Alternating between the two there. And then this is another pre-bent section here. I use the so that's all quite straightforward. This is when it starts to really ramp up, and you've got to get your alternate picking speed quite quick here. So you're going so always using the 3rd finger. The only note that's the 2nd finger is this 14th. So like this. Then the next solo section, I have to lift the guitar up and play it like this, to be honest with you. It's a real trick pattern here, so I'll try and do it for you slowly. You can almost only really do it at speed, but it's so you bend, and then it's with the 4th finger, and then it's the 2nd finger. So it's replacing the 4 with the 3. You've got to really kind of do that as fast as humanly possible. It's taken me a long time to even get close to it. I've seen Slash stand there and do the alternate picking. But with the 4th finger as well. And you also need to rock the pedal at the same time. So once you've done that round a few times, it ends by hitting this 15th. That's how it ends there. So just follow that pattern through. So pre-bend that. At the end of the solo, you've got a lot of pausing as the guitarist. You're going to do a little bit more wah pedal action here, and you're going to go like this. You're going to play a very soft 7th fret, and then you're going to do a harmonic on the 7th here. So that's the harmonics, and then you're going to do this. That's the next bit. The next bit is like this. That's probably the coolest wah pattern in this whole piece of music, actually. It's very weird though, because it's that kind of 2. I actually don't bother to pick it when I play it, but you should do, really. The next bit is a hammer-on section. So triplets, and you want to rock the wah pedal each time you do it. There's another bit here which is coming up, another sort of ridiculously high bit. It goes like this. Slash always leans over and goes up on the highest fret that I've got, which is the 22nd fret. And then you've got this 15th. So that's how that little bit goes. We're just going to keep going because the outro is worth just doing all in one go, really. You're still on this bridge pickup. This is the really fast pattern, which I kind of struggled for a long time to work out what's going on. So you do... So a little bend up to the 16th. And then you do... And then this is a really odd shape. It's basically like that. You can do it with the 3 and the 2, or the 4 and the 3, the 4 and the 2. And you alternate the picking like that, and it carries on round and round and round until it hits that one, and then you go, and you do that pattern, and then you go. We're approaching the end now. We're on the very last page of our tab, which has this rhythmic pattern which goes in with the rest of the band. So you go. That's how you play that bit. And you bend away from yourself there. Slide up here to the 9th. Then you swap strings and go. Then you come up to the 10th. So no pick there, slide up to the 5th. That 3rd finger, and then you do this. And then slash normally hits the guitar and hits that open note there by hitting it, but I don't like to do that because I don't want to damage my guitar, so I'm going to play the open. It usually has a net bend. And then right at the end of the album, you actually hear a very undistorted chord that does this. And that's how it ends. Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine is done. We've got through it with the tab. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you download it if you want to try and tackle some of the other sections. We have a whole series on that available. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you another time on this channel. Do subscribe if you like the Guns N' Roses stuff. We've got Mr. Brownstone, Apocalyptic Love from Slash, loads of tracks on the channel. We'll do some more in the future. But anyway, pick drop. See you later.